Welcome, everyone, to our first channeling session from the members of Ashtar Command on Hades Base. My name is Russ Hatfield, and I am keeper of the archives of all the channeling sessions recorded for 9 years back in the 90s, where I would ask questions to them while they channeled through my best friend and roommate, Mark Crocker. Because this is not recorded on a camera, some explanation is needed of what is taking place and who is talking. As mentioned, Mark and I were roommates when these channeling sessions were taking place, and he would leave his body to allow the members of Ashtar Command to speak through him. Those people you hear asking questions are myself and some friends of ours who would join us, such as Skip, who was a regular guest. For this session, he had brought his grandchildren for the first time, and the questions they asked helped fill in some of the blanks that might be missed in this introduction. Those who are answering the questions are higher dimensional beings working from a base called Hades Base, which is an underground base on Mars that is also higher dimensional. Now, we apologize that the sound isn't as good as we would like, but this was earlier on in our channeling sessions, and we just had a cassette recorder with a single microphone back then. We also had some background radio that had to be removed by our sound engineers recently, and the results achieved were the best that they could get. It is because of that we encourage you to follow the transcript when the speaker starts to speak at our homepage, hadesbase.com. Now, to those that don't know the members of Hades Base who might be speaking, Omal is the commander of the base and is on a higher dimension than the other speakers you will hear. Karra, who you can see over my shoulder, is my twin soul and helps with the writing for this introduction and pretty much everything else. She was a healer on the base, but is now an ambassador from Sirius to Hades Base due to her promotion by her father, the president of Sirius. She and most of those speaking are from the ascended planet of Sirius B. Kiri is Kara's younger sister and an engineer on the base, while Lyka is a member of the Syrian Defense Force that protects other third-dimensional planets like ours when their path to ascension is compromised. Tia is the only third-dimensional speaker on the base due to being rescued from a near-fatal astral travel experience and was stationed on the base because, well, she is a triple soul of both Kiri and Mark. Finally, Alana is Kara's daughter and a researcher on the base studying dolphins from both Sirius and Earth. The reason there are Earth dolphins is because I helped her recruit a willing pod of dolphins to come back with us to the base on a ship designed especially for that purpose. An unexpected surprise comes when Omal provides a reason for why they agreed to return to the base, and he reveals to us the 7 original races that came from Sirius to colonize Atlantis over 100,000 years ago. This video marks a new chapter of the Hades Base news, both as a connection to higher dimensional beings, but also as another source of information on the galaxy we inhabit. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you will subscribe at the end to be alerted when we post these channeling sessions, plus our editorials from Karra and I, and lessons from the Center of Ascension. Now, we present Tia and the members of Ashtar Command on Hades Base for your enjoyment and knowledge from one dimension to another.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
Well, figure Mike's got 3 letters in it, and phone says 7, so.
Yeah, but they're both short words. Mic and phone, they sound the same. And telephone.
One's headphones, one's microphone.
Mm-hmm. See, they sound the same length.
Hey, I guess that means we can hear what's being said on the tape now, huh? 90 minutes later, we're just going, that's funny. Why can't we hear anything?
Watch it, Buster. I haven't had my claws clipped yet. You have a question?
Not exactly.
Okay, you have a statement.
Yeah. No, right. I'll ask Kiri.
Okay, but you wanted a question answered on where we live and how to get here.
Yes, I did. Mark told you about that.
I heard through Mark's ears. Okay, now, how it works is
Three.
that you are on the third dimension, right? The fourth dimension is time. It's all the possibilities that you can perceive.
Oh no.
Think of everything that could happen in the next 5 minutes, right? And then
I could be still I could be talking to Kiri.
that's right. You could be talking to Kiri, you could be talking to me, talking to Omal, talking to Karra, talking to Alana.
Who's Kara?
Kara is a healer. She's a very talented healer. You'll meet her. She's very soft-spoken.
I heard that one of you girls kept irritating me. But who is that?
It's probably Kiri that irritates us from time to time.
Oh, yes. He is a model of decorum and reserve.
Of course, I'm very well behaved.
Did you ever? Okay, I heard Mark saying that he took a girl Bethany to see you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She had a headache for a week.
It wasn't quite a week. It was more like 4 days.
Oh, nice.
It's to do with the strain. You see, Bethany, when Mark brought her up here the first time, she thought
Fought
it
against him, yeah.
tough and nail all the way. He had to expend so much energy just immobilizing her astral form that it was iffy if he had enough energy to punch through 2 dimensions. If he hadn't, they would have been stuck in the 4th dimension and probably ended up going.
Does that microphone really work?
Yes, it does. We would demonstrate, or Russ would demonstrate, or somebody would demonstrate at the end, so that you can hear everything that's being spoken.
Or can I demonstrate it?
No, not right now, but your voice will be picked up.
Yay!
And how old are you? You're about 9 years old, right?
Not quite. I still have a few months.
Ah, well, my little girls are, well, they'll be 2 in November.
2?
Well,
I'll be 9 in November.
November the 10th?
No.
Oh.
10 days after Skip's birthday.
Okay. Skip, you have a question? Oh, you could doze off again. Sorry, somebody's messing around with the controls over there.
No, it was.
That might be a good idea.
I've been pushing pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been getting to bed before 12 o'clock. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. And I figured I could talk to these young ladies tonight, and I'm kind of a party pooper.
Like you won't be soon. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick
Okay, go
that
on.
I've picked up. Velvet, could you sit here for a second? This is how you get energy, right? And I'm not going to drain you, but what you do is you place your hand on top of somebody's head right there. And I'm getting frowned at by Karra. But basically what you do is you pull the energy out of them and it energizes you. Thank you. Okay? Now, the best subject to do it to, just let.
Oddball.
Yeah. Because you take the energy out of a cat and it charges you up. And of course, cats sleep all the time.
Yeah.
Ow! Crap!
Oh, like,
Ow! Party pooper. She doesn't want to play. She knows what I've got planned. I was going to let you drain her. Yes, Russ.
No, you're getting frowned out by me.
I know she needs the energy to heal too.
Drain my cat. Work on cowling or something. Can we get back to my question?
Oh, sorry, yes. What was your
You're
question?
gonna like stay here all night.
Finance. Yes, it has been seesawing, and it is in my predictions that it will carry on seesawing for a little while, and then it will boom. And I estimate, sorry, I can't say. I've just been told that that is confidential.
That's not my question.
Okay.
Are the computers that are controlling the stock market shut down when they reach a certain million cells going to be really the key factors in averting a crash?
They're going to be the factor in slowing it down.
Okay, so the crash is inevitable even with the current controls and the...
Well, put it this way, if they're set to stop selling at 5 million shares, right, then you have a day where they stop, right?
Right.
And the following day, it carries on going down and it stops again. It just means that it drags it out even longer,
Right.
which in turn makes it harder to climb back up out. Because if you remember when the crash happened in 1929, right, it was a very quick plummet, went down very quickly. Oh, I like that. And the recovery took a long time. But once the market started to recover in about 35, was it, Skip?
Uh,
It might have been earlier than that. It might have been about 34.
no. We had a benefactor that helped pull this thing out of the
Yeah.
fire.
But that was about 35, right?
Yeah, 34, 35,
Mhm.
36 along in there.
Yeah, and when that happened, the stock market started to climb back up out. Now, to start off with, it was a gradual climb, but once it reached a particular point where economic growth became very necessary, right, the acceleration started. And the acceleration didn't stop again until the late 60s. Now, one of the key factors in the acceleration was an event that occurred in 1939. I believe it was around about September 1st. And that
War
effect,
II
correct, when,
increased the production capabilities of America so they could maintain armament for the European allies.
correct. Now, a way to divert it, in theory, is to constantly have a state of crisis similar to the event that occurred in Europe, but not necessarily a military one. Now, if you take into consideration as well certain factors as heavy rain followed by a drought, so that the farmers have to plant late, and then because of the drought, everything dries up, what happens?
When you get a bumper crop at the late season.
No, you don't, because of the drought. What you plant, but first of all, dies of too much water, and what survives gets baked and cooked and has had it. So in turn, that pushes artificially up the price of produce.
Okay, now who should I ask about the UFOs over Mexico City? You or Omal?
Omal. Okay, now I'm going to drop out of sight for a little while, unless, of course, anybody's got any more questions.
No, I think I
No more questions?
No.
Okay,
You'll be back.
of course.
Thank you.
I'm the ring mistress. I get to decide who goes first. Who's on first?
You go first.
No, you goes on second.
No, he's on third.
I don't know.
No, he's out in the field.
Center field.
Who? Who?
He's on first.
I don't know.
What's on second?
What's on the first?
No, no, he's on second.
Oh, okay. What's on third?
No, that's on second.
Who's on second?
No, who's on first?
Who did that originally?
Abbott Costello.
Ah, I'll have to sit down and watch the original one day.
It is. It's real good.
Mm-hmm. It's a skip, I
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
You're welcome. And you have to remember, being descended from felines, I have very sensitive hearing.
Mm.
She's here. I have a name, you know.
Cherry.
Kiri!
I'm gonna make some tea.
Kiri!
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
All right. I know I wanted something.
Oh. Let's put that somewhere safe so it doesn't get trodden on.
I'll put it in
Yeah, careful.
No.
They're clever kids. We're making an engineer out of him, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got the right descent.
Yeah, well, I've got a list of projects to do at the moment. I'm working
I
on...
thought you was out of work.
I am, but I've got a list of projects around the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm fixing up the jetting system on the hot tub. Then I'm going to work on a new design keyboard for myself that I can plug in wherever I want. And then finally, I'll do the keyboard last of all. I'm going to make a slave unit, which is a unit that will follow Leonidas around and kind of be a control cart for him.
Okay.
Yes, Russ?
Like, you could really design this to control it.
He controls
What
it.
a dreamer.
Hey, that's the first rule of engineering, is dream and design it. You take the wing that Mark's built, that's 80% his pure design, and 15% mine. Okay, engineering questions? Skip.
Yes, what? Sorry.
Do you want to know about engineering?
Do I know about engineering?
Yeah, do you know about engineering?
Somewhat. I just can't seem to tap on my past experience to do what I really want to do.
Well, we will deal with that next time when you have tons of energy.
Yeah.
Okay, and okay, this is a list of things that we will be working on next time when you plan to come up, because I believe you'll have company with you then, right?
Yeah,
and
we're gonna bring the daughter.
What we're going to do is we're going to work on a project to help her become totally healing capability.
Like, let me see what you want. Pick what tea you want.
Yeah, we've got select tea.
It's a cherry. It's a like tree something.
Oh, and it's got a T on it.
TEA. Yeah.
That's my granddaughter.
She has some of your talents.
Yes,
She's
she
not.
does.
She has very little astral travel ability, but she is a healer.
Is she?
And she needs training very badly.
Oh boy.
That's why Karra wants to talk to her.
Okay.
Because if she's not careful, and she learns that she has the potential, she could turn into what they call a psychic vampire.
Oh boy. Oh,
Notice
boy.
that she's always charged.
Yeah, she is. Completely.
And that you feel tired sometimes around her.
Feel what?
Tired, drained.
No, not me. I don't.
But other people do.
Yes, her mother does.
Yes, she's starting to learn how to draw energy from people like you used to.
And I done it unconsciously.
Yeah, but she's doing it slightly deliberately to keep herself bouncy, which is a big no-no.
Yeah.
And also, this is my opinion and my opinion only,
Go ahead.
is that when she's older, she would make it a great hunter from art to teach and train.
Great. Great.
But she's got to, first of all, learn how to control herself, her abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Karra will work with her on her ability of healing.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked your friend.
My friend?
Yes, your friend, sister, friend.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just not with it tonight, young lady.
Tia's, the best way to describe Tia is she's my co-wife.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm entering into a new field. And I don't want you to
Put myself in the doghouse.
in a wrong position.
Okay, I know what you're going to say because Tia's relaying it to me.
Just go ahead.
I'm going to say is that it's great for you, but as you might have heard mentioned, there is economic problems that are going to occur.
Okay.
And it's going to be followed by, I'm getting the okay from Omal, there will be civil unrest as well, followed after the economic problem. You can already tell that it's brewing. And in your line of business, it's going to be advantageous to start off with. But when it starts to get, society starts to crumble, it's not going to be a revolution like everybody's saying.
Yeah.
But it's going to crumble, law and disorder is going to become more rampant. Then's the time to get out. So the thing is, monitor things happening, make as much money as you can, and then do the proverbial jump.
Stash it and get out.
Yeah, because once things start crumbling, big corporations are going to be targets. Now, here's something that might be beneficial. At the moment, you do networking, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
called networking. It's two people have designed the way of doing the business so that it's duplicatable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing that I think that might be very beneficial to you. When the crash starts to occur, is stock up on food that you can distribute through the corporation or through your little business.
Oh, okay.
That way, because you're going to have distribution problems of food and so on, but not to stock up straight away, because all food, even if it says it's not perishable, is perishable.
Yes, it always is. The only thing that I know that will hold for a length of time, not in your estimation of time, but in ours, is a freeze-dried, vacuum-packed articles.
Yeah. We keep them at most 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Probably 10. Now, I've ate food that was older than that.
Oh, so have I.
When I was in the military, in 1951, I was in Alaska, and we got a shipment of turkeys.
World
That
War
was-
II issue, right?
Yeah, well, how about 1942?
Now,
And this was in 51.
there's a young lady here that has just wandered in that says she wants to talk to you.
Wants to talk to me
Mm-hmm.
in my condition? Thanks a lot.
You have a question? Okay,
Is
fire
it
away.
getting? I just wanted to know if it's getting towards the end.
No, we've got quite a while to go yet. We've got, probably another 3/4 of an hour.
You go talk to Shane.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll wait for my tea.
Okay.
All right. Okay, this other young lady that wants to talk. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I don't mean to do that.
She's asking Kira if she can channel straight away, as she's in full uniform at the moment.
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
Well, Tia's got to okay it. She's ring
I'm
mistress.
sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not even
Oh, you know her?
coherent tonight.
No, okay. Russ knows who it is. Okay, I suppose I better see if Tia's going to
Let
put
her
her
come
on.
through. Okay. Excuse me. I don't mean to keep going. Have you noticed that my attitude is starting to change?
It is.
Yes.
I've noticed.
Hi, girl.
Gail, young lady, please. I'm a married woman as well.
Wow.
No, she'll be on in a second. In talking of squeaky voices, she has a very squeaky voice, so you know who it is. Stop giggling, Russ. Yes? Could you do me a big favour, young lady?
Yeah, what?
Could you get me 2 nails, long ones, about yay long, and a hammer?
I don't think so.
Why?
We can wait down to the ground.
Just joking. Okay, I'm going to put on somebody that has a very squeaky voice.
So,
Just be quiet and listen.
Wait and see. And she might be a little bit bashful. Sorry. You'll find out. Yeah. Sorry. Hello.
Good evening.
Greetings.
How's it going?
Fine.
Good.
According to the monitor, we have 3.5 people. 1 person out there. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, introductions. I'm sorry, she's telling me. But to introduce myself, I am what you would call First Lieutenant Lyka.
Like her, huh? Okay, I'm Skip.
Greetings. It is a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure, young lady, for sure. And
Thank
this
you.
is my granddaughter, Velvet.
It's a pleasure to meet you, young lady.
pleasure to meet you too.
Oh, you have a voice.
Well, of course.
And who are you over there?
I don't know. I'm listening to 2 voices that sound alike.
Thank you.
I like it. How you doing, sweetheart?
Fine. Fine.
Good.
Yes.
Now, you wanted to talk to me.
Yes, we have a common interest, or you had an interest when you were younger, about my age. I am 18 of your Earth years,
Okay, go ahead.
and I am in the Syrian Defense Force.
Okay.
And you were in your Earth's Defense Force, right?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I was a enlisted man in the Army.
Oh, one of the lower ranks.
Yes.
Well, I've just recently been promoted from a cadet.
Okay.
I joined when I was 16 of your years.
Okay, I went in when I was 15 of our years.
Oh, so we went in at about the same age then.
Yes, definitely.
And you lied about your age, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a trooper, okay?
Hey, most soldiers lie about their age.
Yeah. Anyhow, I wound up in the Defense Force Engineers.
Oh, yes, an engineer, of course. That's why you and Kiri get on so well.
More or less. I guess I've got a past history of being an engineer.
Yes, in the past life with Kiri.
Yeah. And?
Well, I just wanted to meet your acquaintance.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that I could be here for you.
Yes, and we also have another mutual friend.
Who's that?
Somebody that once was a very close personal friend of mine in the past life.
Yes.
And he was a very close personal friend of yours. Or is, again.
My guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That is. That's real neat.
He was a mentor to me.
Well, great.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, I realize he's with me, but I haven't had any physical contact or
Yeah. Well,
mental contact with him, but I realize that he's there, okay?
well, if my memory serves me right, and it's a little bit fuzzy, because my abilities haven't fully developed yet, is that he was always very quiet anyway. Very thoughtful individual.
Oh, is that right?
I think you'd have to ask Kiri. She knows much better than I do.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Now I'm getting over my bashfulness now.
Yeah, you sounded much more yourself.
Yes. Anyway, as was said, I'm in full uniform. I have to get back to the barracks.
Oh, like
Yes.
Delvin's got a question.
Okay.
I wanted to know if you live with Kiri and Tia.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have my own private little room, and they're very nice to me. Anyway, I'm sorry, I have to go because I have to get back to my officers. I'm the duty officer tonight.
Oh, boy.
And then I have a fencing lesson that I have to take tomorrow morning, so I have to clean up my fencing gear because last time my fencing instructor almost cut my arm, which was my own fault for not wearing protective gear. And my fencing instructor is a fair-dimensional male chauvinist pig.
Well, there's a lot of us throughout time.
Yes, I'm just being facetious, and he knows who he is.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay, nice meeting you. Good night.
Bye.
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 Oh, another voice. I wish I could say bye.
See you next time.
Yes, she's a wailing dervish, you know.
I'm sorry.
She's a wailing dervish when she comes flying in.
Yes, she is.
She was in full uniform.
Tia?
Yes, hello, Shane.
No.
We haven't talked yet.
No.
Yes. Anyway, I've got to put on the next person.
Who's that?
Let me see. Who should I put on next? I'll let it be a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, there's white sugar up there in the cupboard. That's okay. That's all right.
Greetings and felicitations, and I do have a message from Tia. Try the third show.
Thank you.
Omar?
Omal. My voice sounds like Tia, does it?
No. But I'm tired tonight. I'm sorry. It just
that's quite.
wasn't coming out quite right.
That's quite all right. No, it was a comment Russ mentioned and said, "Thank you, Tia." I'm Tia. I am.
Oh, okay, all right. Like I said, I'm not really with it tonight, so things are
That's
going
quite
over
all right.
my head.
But you are picking up.
Yes.
Instead of charging you like we did last time, we thought it would be better to be a gentle, gradual thing. Kiri says like a trickle charge.
Okay, all right.
That's weird.
I am Omal. I am
Omal.
the base commander.
Yeah.
No shame.
Greetings. It is an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
My name is Velvet.
Greetings, Velvet. Now, as I said, I am the base commander. I am in the overall charge of Ashtar Command, although I am not in charge of the defense force or, as you would call them, the UFOs.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay, let us proceed.
All right. This concerns the gentleman that is my guide.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any possibility of us, between the two of us making physical contact or emotional, mental contact?
Mental contact.
Mental contact, okay. Had to get
Physical
that.
is very hard. You may feel his presence. You may feel a hand on the shoulder from time to time,
Okay,
or somebody actually pushing you in a direction.
okay,
But it will be when it is absolutely necessary that he can no longer affect your subconscious.
okay.
I know very little about it due to the fact that Kiri has been handling most of,
Okay, all right.
Of
Well, I
this.
just thought I'd ask,
Yes.
okay?
but I am fully versed in the situation. I have discussed it with a member of the monastic society on Sirius who has acted from time to time as a communication between what you would call the spirit world
Mm-hmm.
and our physical world.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she helps tremendously.
Okay, great. I just curiosity more than anything else, almost.
Are you that red furry animal? Okay.
Red fairy animal.
I'm
my,
supposed to be straight.
my skin is of a purple shade.
Oh, okay.
Okay, questions, please.
Hey, how was your Centauri-based trip?
Very educational, very tiring, and very formal. It is nice to get back to a provincial base where one can relax.
I'll bet. Now, did anything happen up there that would concern us that you'd like to tell us about?
Nothing that I can discuss at present due to factors that are still being calculated.
Ah, excellent. And now then, I wanted to find out about,
UFOs.
yes, UFOs in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody we know?
Put it this way, some people do like to show off from time to time. Maybe you should talk to your flight commander.
Oh, okay. I would assume it got okayed from up on high, though.
Yes,
That's why I
that was one thing that was discussed, was their rambunctiousness. As I have stated in the past, they are not part of Ashtar Command. They work in conjunction with us. They do their own thing. They follow our guidelines if it suits them.
Oh, okay, I understand.
If not, out the window.
All right. Anyway, we can. When do you want to start working on that? The Atlantean race that is now currently involved with divas, or that are divas. Next week.
Yes, that would be best due to the fact that our research department is minus an individual at the moment.
Okay. No problem.
I believe you would say maternity leave.
Okay. All right. Before I get into future events, do you have anything?
No.
All right. Now, in researching things that are currently going on, we see a lot of things happening in California,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems though that if anything can start, it would start there
Yes.
and spread out.
Mm-hmm.
We'd see the kind of influential taking over the place that New York used to.
The question is why?
Mostly because we have the entertainment industry here,
Mm-hmm.
and that alone is enough to where people get more influence from California than they do from New York.
In essence, a little bit, yes. But it is more than that. Due to the fact that California is one of the largest populated states, it is one of the most diverse states. Where can you go in your country from enjoying a day of recreational snow skiing to sunning yourself on a beach? and be able to drive from one to the other.
But a lot of that is problematic because of the fact that the financial situation of California is such dire straits that the poverty levels will probably get more severe here than it will in the rest of the country first.
Possibly, yes, due to several factors. One is the climate.
Mm-hmm.
Two is environmental factors due to the instability of the ground. Three, because of the density of the population.
Ah. Okay. Now, what I'm looking at now is the fact that for every problem, there's always a solution.
Mm-hmm. Not just a solution, many solutions.
Many solutions. So I'm assuming then that there is a solution for this upcoming problem we have on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if it's just a very simple solution that you can work with me on. If it's very complex, I'm going to figure it out on my own.
Sorry, that is what you would call the prime directive.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now, in that same vein, but not strictly on that, I'm going to be working on getting a computer set up with internet. We've discussed this before, where much information could be gained from being able to have in contact with people around the globe, if not just locally. One of the things that I could see with that is that we could spot trouble in cities prior to any kind of news, let's say blackouts or media or cover-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's quite right. You are feeling more energetic, I take it?
Yes.
Yes, Kiri's analogy of trickle charge seems to be a very wise one.
Alma, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live with Kiri, Tia, and
No, I don't. I live in the same community, but I do not.
you live on Mars?
I live on fifth dimensional Mars,
Oh,
as they do also. Mm-hmm. That is why we are in the same room.
oh, okay.
Okay, Omal.
Mm-hmm.
Do timelines, parallel timelines, split up? Are they completely separate from current timeline?
Yes.
There is no interaction whatsoever.
No, none at all. Why?
Well, I'm wondering if maybe.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Now, I want to ask about Metaconcert and when we can
Yes,
start.
that will be started next time we have an extra adult personage. However, it would be useful to pass on the knowledge to the young ones for when they are ready to join in with the group mind.
Okay. At present, they're just sources of energy.
Correct. Which
So
will
that's
be
not tough to train in anyway.
which will be dealt with by Karra in a minute. There is a problem developing that needs to be nipped in the bud.
Okay. We can cut this short then for ourselves?
No, she will deal with it on tape.
Okay. Great. Okay. Being as I refuse to say next question or last question.
Yes, and that does remind
I know, I owe you 20 push-ups.
30 push-ups for the delay.
We checked out the tape.
Yes, 30 for the delay. Russ and myself have had this ongoing bet that he would never say last question or final question or anything of that ilk. And if he did, it would be 20 press-ups. As there has been a delay, it is 30 press-ups now.
Well, I need the workout anyway. Okay. I'll do this. Last question.
Okay.
Okay. I feel brave tonight.
Which is a far, far better thing that he has done than he has done before. It is a far, far better exercise that he goes to than he has needed before.
Okay, Mark and I are discussing the races of Atlantis, the 7 races. And we went through and we were spotting which ones are still on this planet as far as we can tell in its original form. One Mark spotted was the Bath Society in the Pyrenees. The next was the Wookiees, or let's call them Big Feet. The next would be the Red race. We had the Yellow race, and then we also saw that possible race of elves. Now, was that one of the races?
No.
It was not.
No.
Where did they fit?
The elves were a race that had survived from another time.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Omal.
Would they be classified the same as faeries, Omal?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to suspend the rule of exercise for the last question because I'm going to make a comment.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you counted 6 races.
The 7th race?
Yes.
The brown race.
No. They come from the dark skin race. You have, of the 7 races that are still around, the race that is the beaver, the race that is now termed Bigfoot, you have the red race, the yellow race, you have the dolphin race.
Oh, that's right, dolphin race.
You have the Basque race.
I knew there's something.
Yes. And you have the Sirius race.
Where you see examples of them in this society, just the basic premise that we are, as sitting there talking.
Yes, partly. But a more purebred person of Syrian race is somebody that lives a long time and is tall. Almost beanpole-like.
The Swiss? No. The
Scandinavian.
Right.
They are an example. However, fair skin is not a prerequisite. As has been pointed out, there are different coloured Syrians, not from lounging around in the sun with very little to do for 3 weeks.
So that would be part. Oh, the black race can get pretty tall. That's part of the gene. I get it. Okay. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
the elves were a race that was here on Earth prior to the arrival of the Sirians.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you for suspending the rule.
Okay.
I wanted to ask that question, but I couldn't dare.
Live long and prosper. And I'll be back later. Next channeling session, I believe.
Good night.
But greetings and felicitations and farewell. I thought that was very nice of them to suspend the rule.
I was too. I was biting my tongue.
No, it's Tia.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to put on the next person. Greetings. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It's good to see you. My name, if you haven't heard me, is Karra. I know you've heard me still.
Yes.
Now, we've got a little bit of a problem here. Tell me, young lady, how long have you been experimenting with your abilities? What I mean is, how long have you been aware that you have talents to help people? I hear you are a potential healer.
You've got healing capability.
That you make people feel better. Also, you have a little habit of taking energy when you need it from other people. Maybe subconscious.
Subconsciously. You don't know you. Skip had the same problem.
I used to pull energy from everybody.
That you drain people of energy. And we've got to put a stop to that because if you carry on doing that at your age, you can hurt yourself because you're taking all sorts of energy. Now, I'm not telling you off. I'm here to help you. Okay? You can talk to me. I won't bite.
She's my wife
Yes.
and my soulmate.
Thanks.
So she can help. If anybody can help, she can.
Yes. Now, what we want you to do, right, is first of all, when you feel, do you feel your energy?
Yes, I do.
Do you feel it sometimes sucking into you?
Yes.
Okay, when it sucks into you, push it away.
Like what? How?
Just,
How do I push it away?
just visualize it going in the opposite direction. Close your eyes for a second, and visualize it going in the opposite direction.
Okay.
For example, if you're pulling energy, let's say from your mother, push it back for her.
Okay.
Because if it becomes a natural thing to do,
But will I waste some of my energy?
you have plenty of energy of your own. You're young.
I've got a solution for you. It's really easy there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you feel yourself pulling energy in, imagine like a little mirror, or like a mirror to reflect light. Imagine yourself holding up a little mirror, and you're just like reflecting the energy, like you would in the sunlight.
What if I hold up a mirror well?
Oh, yeah. Well, not a real mirror. It has to be imaginary. The energy is imaginary.
No, it's not
That's
imaginary.
my friends, my imaginary friends, still know that.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely
Mhm.
correct. And that way, boom, there it goes, right back to
Yes.
the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also heard that when you get Tia told me at the beginning of this channeling that you put your hand on someone's head and it sucks up the energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's something that we don't recommend.
You can put energy back in that way too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like this?
Yes, it's from energy points within the body. There are 7 energy points.
Is it kind of like a computer that like megabytes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's like megabytes. It's like, for example, you could say that your 7 energy centers are your the disk drives that you're going to put the disk into.
Oh, like a floppy disk or
Right, yeah.
a circle disk.
Right, you got 7 of those. And see, you're always pulling energy from the world. No, just from the world itself. The sun, plants.
How do I do that?
Well, it's subconscious. The body does it. It's a survival technique. But sometimes you pull it from people and you don't want to, but your body is doing it anyway. So when you feel it coming, you go, oh, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to pull it from people. So then you just hold it from here. And the floppy disk cut off at that point, and they just push it back. You got plenty of energy stored up from everywhere else.
My imaginary friend sitting right here, and she helps me. She goes wherever I go, and she helps me a lot.
Okay, young
she
lady.
can help you.
I'll give you a demonstration of energy. Would you care to sit here, please?
Sure.
Mind your head on the pyramid. Okay. Now, you feel Mark's hands? We're pumping energy through. Feel how hot they are?
Mm.
Okay. Now, turn your hands like this. Right? Okay. Now, feel the energy flowing from one hand to the other. You feel the palms of your hands getting warm.
Yeah.
Okay. That is energy flowing. Right? Now, which hand is it flowing from? Is it from this hand or this hand?
This hand.
Okay. So it's coming out of that hand into this hand.
Yeah,
Right.
it's in this hand, but it's getting the hottest.
Mm-hmm. That's where it's going into. Okay. So what you want to do is when you're pushing energy away, is hold up this hand, the hand that's pushing the energy away. Right? And now you feel the warmth coming from Mark's hand,
Mm-hmm.
and it's overpowering yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's what you want to do, is you want to push the energy away so that your hand gets very warm like Mark's is.
My hand is very warm.
Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, the thing to remember is when you're giving energy to other people is you've got to save some for yourself.
Like sharing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you save a little bit for yourself.
That's
and
right.
You still have energy to work and stuff.
That's right. So you don't get, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep.
Like at 1
I
o'clock in
don't
the morning and you stayed up since morning.
Mm-hmm. Or if you want to go to sleep, you have lots of energy, you just feed it out into the world.
Okay. And when you go to sleep, your energy is gone. And when you wake up, like in the middle of the night, you barely have energy to do stuff.
That's right.
Because your body hasn't got enough sleep in it.
Yeah, and it's recharging. What's actually happening is when you're asleep, is the energy from around you, from the world, is coming into you.
But what happens if your back and your shoulders hurt when you wake
That's normally because you've slept in an awkward position. But how you can remedy that is simply shrugging the shoulders and moving the neck. Now, it's quite unusual to have 3 healers all in the same place at the same time. But it is important to wash one's hands after healing.
Yes, it is.
Under running water. The tap is running, you put your hands underneath. Shake them dry.
You don't
And then-
dry much down?
After you've flicked your fingers off. But when you do that, you're flicking off the last residue of the energy. And it's very important because,
Well, that's true.
yes,
Mhm.
it should be natural to do that. And then you
Okay.
can dry your hands on a cloth.
Thank you. You've helped me a lot and I've
Okay.
learned a lot.
Now, what's the most important thing to remember as a healer?
Wash your hands after
No.
you're done. Oh,
Is it good? Am I
Okay.
doing what is right?
forget that.
Remember
It
that.
comes with practice.
Okay. Any questions on healing?
Yeah, I have a question, period.
Okay.
Not so much healing. Let me get this straight.
Mhm.
There are billions of people in the world
Mhm.
whose heart beat, right?
Mhm.
And there's trillions throughout the galaxy whose hearts beat.
Yes.
And zillions of animals and insects
Mhm.
whose hearts also beat.
Yes.
And in trees and planets, there's awareness.
Mhm.
Okay. And all of that is connected to us, right?
Mhm. I don't believe we've been introduced, have we?
No, that's Shane, my big brother.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Shane.
That's
For you,
Kara.
I have a question.
That's
Let's
Karra.
finish Russ's question. first.
I don't know.
Okay, Russ,
Hi, guys.
greetings. Sorry. Sorry, Russ.
Okay, so basically, we're all connected to everybody and everything throughout the galaxies and our planet.
Yes, kind of. You are aware of them and they are aware of you, even if you're not aware of them on the conscious level, subconsciously you are.
Right.
Because everything gives off a life energy that is at one time living or has awareness.
Okay, so in healing, when you're working with people, it's important to remember things like that, so that you don't become cut off from them,
That's right.
so that you can get more into the healing.
Hmm. Yes.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay, now I have a question. Just
I
brought up
believe
something.
the young
Okay, go
lady
ahead.
was first.
Is my brother below too?
No, he's not.
Good.
Because 4 healers in one household would be a little too much for everybody,
What?
even us.
3 healers would be enough.
What's Shay?
He's an astral traveler.
Oh, that's right.
That's right, he traveled.
Now,
Yeah.
Skip.
It's not easy.
I know.
The American Indians, or
Mhm.
North Continent Indians,
Mhm.
they call them American Indians, have made the comment down through the history of them that they're the only human beings. Is this just their belief?
It's
or-
just their belief. Now, you had a question?
How do you can
Okay.
ask me the question. Building.
Yes, you do have a little bit of an engineering talent. And there is an engineer that you can learn from. And he doesn't live that far away from you.
Who's that? Again.
There is another engineer that you don't get to talk to very much. And she is a very talented engineer.
Tia.
No.
Carrie.
Kiri. My own name. My own sister. I apologize.
Well, you're not going to see many goof ups like that.
It got me totally
Oh,
confused.
okay. I know the difference.
Well,
Carrie's
the two of you talking at the
healer.
same time.
Carrie
That'll help.
irritates Russ.
She does irritate Russ from time to time. Yes, Kiri does.
Well, we both go at it with each other a lot, so we try to irritate.
Sister-in-law, right?
Yeah,
The
so-
sisters, actually.
yeah, but she's my sister-in-law.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I meant, Russ.
Yes. Kiri is Russ's sister-in-law.
That's why
She's my
she-
younger sister.
So is Russ is... Okay. That's
Okay.
why she teases you all the time. What about Tia?
Tia is
She's
Best friends of Carrie.
co-wife.
you could say
Well, I think
Yeah, they're
that
best friends.
Tia and Mark are married.
Yes.
Mate souls.
They're triplet souls.
Triplet, what is that?
It's like twins. 3.
Triplet is 3 of the same.
Who, Carrie, Tia?
Just like
And Mark. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to have to hop off. It's so
Well,
Russ,
It was
Yes,
see
I
you
know.
later.
you gotta go.
It was nice talking to
Nice talking to you
Sarah.
too. And it's a team effort at the moment. Nice meeting you too. It's a pleasure as always.
I don't know about
That's you.
Marshmallows.
you like one?
Give her one.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of them. Which one go hide? Would you like it?
Oh, 2 of them. Ooh, I'm honoured.
Jumbo marshmallows.
Jumbo melts.
They make funny sounds.
They're what?
They make funny sounds.
No.
Can't taste anything, unfortunately.
Doggone it.
At least Mark can.
They're soft.
Yes.
Now, I've got a message relayed from Kiri. And it is a discussion on dude. The term dude.
That?
What?
Well, she wanted to discuss the term dude, or rather make a statement. It's part of her routine she's been working on. She's noticed that dude can be used in several ways. There's dude, which is a greeting. And then there's dude, which is, whoa, that's cool. And then there's dude, which is, oh boy, you've messed up big time.
Like
Okay, that was her routine.
How about dude? Which is a question mark.
Yes, see, there's 4. That's one she didn't think of. And then she would say, dude. They sound all the same, don't they?
Yeah, it's just inflection.
Yes. You see, my language has a lot of inflection. For example, crap means hello.
Yeah.
Crap means goodbye. It is such a little tiny inflection.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's frown, which also means goodbye. And then there's frown, which is in actual fact a bad word to say.
Mm-hmm.
Putting it politely, basically it means go and eat my shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I get it a lot. Anyway, Bill, you had a question?
Yes, you did. Sorry.
How much more minutes is it?
Probably about 7.5 at my estimate. And we have one
As soon
last
as that
person.
tape clicks off the camera.
Yes, we have one last person.
You better put her on the...
Yes. She's getting a little bit anxious. Hello. Yes,
Hello.
I sound like my mother, don't I?
Yes, you do.
My mother is Karra. My name is Alana, and I believe we've met once before, Skip.
I think we have.
Yes, and I don't think I've met this young lady.
No, it's
and I've
my
been
only
told
second
her
time.
name is Velvet and not the other name.
The
Mhm.
group.
Or in
Hi,
here.
Shane. This is Alana.
Hello, Shane.
Hello.
Yes, I am what you would call a marine biologist.
Isn't biology a study of life?
That's right. And marine is water.
So you like the water.
That's right. I'm a great swimmer.
She
I'm
mostly
getting
studies
there.
dolphins.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You want
Yes,
to
I
moderate?
want to know about... Oh, dang, that's right. You can't use your eyes.
No.
Can Kiri help you out?
No, we tried before in the past, if you remember. and,
that's right. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's unimportant anyway. Just about Syrian language. Spelling.
Oh,
Oh, well. That was the only question I had for the night anyway.
okay.
How are you, my love?
I'm fine.
This is my other wife, by the way.
It's a little bit complicated. Mistress.
daughter and a wife?
It's complicated.
No, it's not my daughter. It's Kara's daughter.
Oh,
Yes. I'm old enough to be Russ's sister.
Mm-hmm. It's a long story.
Mm.
We'll go over it sometime. We
I
have
know.
lots
they
of
You
got
can
it
have
all
two
right.
wives in their dimension.
Right.
Or if I
Right.
wanted, I could have 2 husbands. On our planet, we cleaned up our gene pool. There is no longer negative genes that cause problems.
I don't know. No sickness?
We have sickness. We have people that get colds. We have people that get flu. We have people that their bodies go wrong. But we don't have children that, that are handicapped.
Well, see, they're more advanced than we are.
We weeded it out.
Scientifically, more technical. Like, say, for example, we lived back in the pioneer days, right? We didn't have stoves or any TV, nothing like that. And then we see a culture that has not only stoves and TVs, but they have computers and microwaves and stuff. And we're going, whoa,
And microphones.
that's advanced.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what they are to us. Well, they're older. They have much more experience than we do.
Yes.
We're a very young race compared to them.
Do they stay young? Do you guys stay young?
Yes.
For how long?
Normally it lasts about, I should say about 300 years before we need to be rejuvenated.
They can live for 1,000 years.
Yes.
But see, their technology is such that after 300 years, when their bodies start getting older, they just have it rejuvenated back to, say, 18 or so.
Thank you.
Yes, I know.
No.
No, not that's too young. But
Yeah.
18 or so, and you start over again back to 300 to 600.
Mhm.
And you get rejuvenated and back up to 900 or 1,000. Kind of.
Yes.
Nah, that'd be boring.
Having to go through school all over again.
Potty training.
Yes,
Getting spanked in the booty.
Right, yeah.
Actually, you retain
After
your-
you've been 300 years old, you don't want to be spanked for anything.
No, and you can't be rejuvenated to a juvenile or a pre-pubescent individual due to the fact of the cranium problem is that you keep your brain and your memories, and to rejuvenate that back to a child.
Yeah, you need the same size brain.
My teacher?
Well, she hasn't been rejuvenated
No.
yet, but she would.
I'm just a youngster.
Yeah, she hasn't even reached.
55?
In her years, she's 35, but she looks 18.
Well, thank you. Now, my grandfather has currently gone in for a rejuvenation.
How old is Tanax anyway?
I don't know, you'd have to ask Kara.
Sort of like
He's
500, 600, I think.
No, I don't think he's quite that old.
Oh.
Be more go back to the age of about 30.
He's getting married,
Yes.
and his wife's really young.
That'd be
Tanax.
nice.
Her
Yes, it is very
her
nice.
grandfather.
Can I go do that?
If you want, we can get a UFO down, and then I'm joking.
Can I do that?
Sure. You want to be 18 again?
Or 30?
30, yeah. It's a nice age. I like being 30.
When you
That's fun.
die, do you go in a dimension?
You go to a point where you rest. Your
'Cause I'm-
spirit.
I'm 60. I'll be 62 this year.
And Kara's going, hello, Pussy. You're going, snot-nosed kid.
Yeah, I know. But our people don't think that way.
No. The most important rule to not aging is in here.
See up there, if we got to be, say 100 years old, and we rejuvenate ourselves back to, say, 20 years old, well, we're rejuvenating ourselves back 20 years old here on Earth with all its problems and everything. Up there, they don't have all these problems that we've got.
Like drinking?
Yeah, right. Not gangs,
Nothing.
nothing, right. So they don't even have money. So they rejuvenate from 300 back to 20
Trade services.
trade services.
For example,
What if they have nothing?
Well, you have skills. You can build stuff or heal people or something. That's a skill,
I'm a healer.
right? So you could get food for being able to heal people.
yes, and what Kiri does is she also designs clothing. And what she would do is she would design for the beach areas swim gear. And her designs are very popular and very well sought after. So she gets the fabric from somebody that she will give, let's say, 5 swimsuits to that person to do with whatever they wish to do with them. And they in turn give her the fabric to make, let's say, 100. Then she designs 100 and makes them, and she sends them off, and she gets things that she wants in return.
Plus, a lot of people up on Hades base work on Hades base. Some of them work on helping protect Earth. Some of them help in various services up on Hades base to keep everything running well.
And some of us work on studying life forms for general knowledge, and others design things, and other people analyze what's going on your planet.
Right.
So
So there's
don't you have 2 children that come from Hades or something?
3 children. I also have a child with Alana here called Miranda, the
And
daughter.
you have David and Michael.
David
They're
and
twins.
Michael. Right.
Yes.
What's your deepest
On my home planet, the deepest ocean is 39,000 your feet.
But up on Hades base, they have a lake, which she works at, called Lake Dolphin.
That's
Yes.
about 6 miles. Okay.
Mhm.
We're going to have to start cutting this down if we can,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Certainly.
I have
I've got
one
to
more-
get down the hill.
Go ahead,
Anyway.
Velvet.
I have one more question before we leave.
Okay.
I was going to ask you your highest mountain, because our highest mountain in the whole entire world is Mount Everest. What is yours?
Oh, crikey, I don't know. I very rarely used to go up into the mountains, even though my family is from the highlands. So I really don't know. You'd have to ask
Mark.
Kara
Oh, okay.
or Kiri.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
I'm going to have to put Mark down because he is pointing over to the monitor and he's down to about 20, how many percent? 23.5% energy,
Okay.
which means he's getting very low on energy.
Well, thank you, Alana.
Okay.
Thank you. It's nice talking to you.
Nice
Bye.
talking to you guys. Bye.
Bye, love.
Thank you.
See you later.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap up the channeling session as we're getting down to low level in energy.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
live on tape too. So.
Okay, well, the tape's almost over anyway.
Right.
So, we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Bye to you.
Good night.
Got to get rid of them, otherwise it messes up Mark's energy when he comes back. Bye.
Bye.